Sit down.
And now, streaming live from the sunny Southern California coast, this is Options Uncensored.
Hey everybody, I'm Steve. Welcome to Options Uncensored. We're making real option trades in real time together. Let's get right into it. First things first, make sure you have your brokerage account open so you can follow along. Have your YouTube video quality set as high as possible. That way you can read the numbers a whole lot easier. Have a calculator on hand so we can do some easy math. If you have a question or stock you want to go over together live, leave it in the comments section and we'll go over it together. But finally, remember, this is not financial advice. This is all for entertainment purposes only. All right. Welcome, everybody. Let's take a look at our open positions. XHB did get filled yesterday. This is our first February position for February expiration. It's a short call spread. Trying to get to 25, up moderately, up $2 so far. So far, so good on this one. Next, we've got a Treasury bill auction later this morning, so just ignore that one. DIA, trying to get to 32, slightly up so far, so no worries on that one. Roku is coming back as well, trying to get to 34. Right now, market 65, well on our way. This was the roll. This one in SPY, we rolled from December to January expiration. SPY, like you said, we have some work to do on this one. IWM, it's getting there. No worries here. And XBI, same thing, just kind of like chilling out. So we'll start talking about rolling tomorrow, but by next week for sure. Okay? Let's find some new opportunities. First up will be Walgreens, WBA. Earnings this morning down almost 10.5%. They cut their dividends, so that's the main reason why. Not crazy about the short side or the long side here. Let's see. For February expiration, we're trading now. Put side, you could sell the 20 and buy the 17, or just sell the 20 straight out. Still got some volatility to it. 20 is right here for February expiration. That seems fairly priced. Nothing crazy. We'll watch Walgreens for the next day or so. If it keeps going, the next 2 days, if it gets some downgrades tomorrow or the next day on Monday, then we'll sell. If it gets down to, like, say, 20.50, then we'll sell some puts, but not right now. Close. Next, Apple. Interesting on Apple. We got another downgrade, right? Today's the 4th. Another downgrade from Piper Sandler. So this is like the second or third downgrade it's gotten in a row this year. Earnings are on February 1st, so we're a little less than a month till earnings. And the put side does look interesting, especially now that it's approaching the 200-day. I have to wait till after earnings, though. Put side for February. The 170 is a little close. And 165 is a little too far out. I think I'd hold on this one. As tempting as it is, hold on this one. Next, Microchip Technology down 1%. I think this was a downgrade maybe. Earnings are February 1st. Piper Sandler downgrades Microchip. That's why. And same story as Apple. We are close to earnings. Looks like it opened up, down, and has already rallied back. So if we wanted to sell puts on this news, we've already missed the moment. Bounced off, getting close to the 200-day and some support right here from October the 11th, October 12th, right here. So, may have missed this one. Yeah, missed it. Moving on. A lot of news this morning. A lot of upgrades, a lot of downgrades. Rivian is next. Earnings for Rivian are end of February. Downgrade at Wolf. It's been on an unfortunate downward move the past 3 days here. Could catch some support here, if not down here, down 18 or so, 1850, 200 day, and support for right here. So we're getting close. Put side for Rivian. If you sold 15 and bought 12.5, this is almost perfectly priced. 24 minus 9 divided by 2 divided by 250, 3%. I don't know if I want to sell the put straight out. I'd rather reserve that for something like Coca-Cola or Disney, something weird like that. I'd rather sell the spread here. Call side. Sell 25 by 27. 49 minus 25 divided by 2 divided by 250, almost 5%. I think we can find better. Let's move on. GM up almost 2%. I think this one got an upgrade today, right? Upgraded at Wolf. Wolf's on a roll this morning. Earnings are January 30th, so we're getting awfully close to earnings. Here's our chart. Oh, I don't know. No clear direction here. It's just kind of hanging out in no man's land. Call side, if you sold 40 and bought 42, 40 minus 18 divided by 2 divided by 200, that's 5.5% on the call side. On the put side, if you sold 32 and bought 30, 36 minus 16, gonna be worse. Divided by 2, divided by 200, 5% on the nose there. I'd pass on this one too. Plus we got earnings coming up in less than a month. I'll avoid it. Micron, upgrade I think today. Raised to overweight by Piper Sandler. Earnings are March 28th, so we got a long time till earnings. That's good. We just got out of our AMD trade. So it's not so bad. Looking at the put side, if you sold 75 and bought 70, seems priced to perfection on this one. No real edge here. 75 minus 29 divided by 2 divided by 500, 4.6. You could sell the put straight out. Call side, if you sold 92.5 and bought 95, I guess 100 is a little far out to buy. 86 minus 54 divided by 2 divided by 250, that's 6.4%. So that's not bad, but I'd rather sell the put side on this one, believe it or not. You get paid more. Where's 92.5 on the chart? 92.5 is right here. I'm not crazy about this one. I would hold off on this one just because I think the movement to the upside is going to continue. Very strong trend here. All right, next. Home Depot. Upgrade, I think. Raised to overweight by Barclays. Earnings are February 20th, so we've got more than a month to manage this one. Tough one on this one. Like a lot of stocks, big move up since October. We've got the pullbacks, and now it's going to start catching bounces probably around Well, we got the first one yesterday here from the peak in August. If not, more support as it comes down. Okay, so their earnings report are after this expiration, so we don't have to worry about earnings on this one unless you have to roll it. Put side, if you sold 320 and bought 315, that's 231 minus 174 divided by 2 divided by 500, 5.7 on the put side. On the call side, if you sold 365 and bought 370, 172 minus 113 divided by 2 divided by 500. It's almost 6% there. So you get paid more to sell the call side. 365 on the chart. 365 is right here. Interesting. Call side's interesting on this one. We'll mark Home Depot, come back. Next up, American Express, AXP. Like I said, a ton of news this morning. Upgrades, downgrades. Earnings are January 26th. We're too close on this one, but JP Morgan upgraded American Express to overweight. Killer run since October. A lot of the financials are doing really, really well, which puts them in an awkward spot as we start going into earnings season next week or 2 weeks from now, because the banks have had such a great run. If you look at the chart of JP Morgan, it's near all-time highs. It's had this amazing run, and now they're coming to earnings season where their earnings better be perfect, otherwise down they go. January 26th for earnings on this one. Too close. Next up, Verizon Wireless. They were on the list yesterday for an upgrade. I think they got another one today as well. Wolf Research upgrades to outperform. Earnings are on the 23rd. Okay, too close to earnings. I think also T-Mobile was on their list as well. Maybe no. All right. Well, too close to earnings on this one anyways. Let's move on to Dollar General. Earnings are March 21st. Got plenty of time. Barclays upgrades Dollar General to overweight. Good. Everything looks great here. What a ugly chart this is. Well, let's see what's priced at. For the put side, you got to sell 120 by 115. 160 minus 93 divided by 2 divided by 500. Is that right? No, I messed it up. 160 minus 93 divided by 2 divided by 500. Yeah, 6.7% on the put side. Okay, liquidity here. The 120 strikes a little wonko. 115 is fine. 110 is fine. What if we sold the 115, bought the 110? 90 minus 53 divided by 2 divided by 500, only 3.7% there. So you go farther out, you get paid less. On the call side, if you sold 150 and bought 155, yeah. 133 minus 80 divided by 2 divided by 500, 5.3 on the nose. Let's move on. Capital One, COF, flat today, but they're cut to neutral by JP Morgan. Earnings are on the 25th. I forgot we're getting close to the financials having their earnings report, so not going to do this one. Holy smokes, same thing. Gap up after their last earnings and just a rocket ship up with no pullback at all. I'd love to sell the call side here, but earnings are too close. Next. Mobileye down 24% today. Warning over excess inventories, down 24%. Earnings are January 25th, so we're too close. It's a shame. Too close. All right. Close, but no cigar. Next. XPO. Down moderately today. Earnings are February 8th, so we got a little bit more than a month. Can't remember, nothing in the news today, why this is on the list. Too illiquid. Not enough volume here. We'll skip. Liquidity is important, don't forget. Need good liquidity to make the trade happen. We'll pass on this one. Next is Amazon. Down 1.5%. It's had this mini sell-off since the beginning of January, but not a sell-off enough to make it worth selling puts yet. If it can get close to the 200-day, the earnings are February 1st. So we're less than a month away till earnings. That'll help. Too close, though. PayPal's next. PYPL. Downgrade, I believe. PayPal downgraded to perform at Oppenheimer. Earnings are on the 8th. So same thing. We got a little bit more than a month to make something happen. We looked at this one yesterday. Came up, hit the 200-day, almost hit the 200-day, moving back. Put side, if you sold, good liquidity here, so that's great. If you sold the 50 and bought the 45, it's a little close, but we can make it happen. 79 minus 28. Divided by 2, divided by 500, 5% on the nose there. On the call side, if you sold 67.5 and bought 72.5, 120 minus 62, divided by 2, divided by 500, almost 6% there. That's not bad. 67.5 on the chart. Right about here. This one's okay. Nothing crazy here. Earnings are in the 8th. I think we can find better. All right. Let's go to our IV rank scanner and we'll sort by volume. SPY, 34% IV rank. Let's take a look. I have my position open. We'll probably have to roll it again if there's not a lot of movement in the next week or so. We got our short January call spread that we rolled from December. Sold the 156, which is right here. I mean, it could get out in time. I don't know. Let's take a look. For February, call side. He sold 490 and bought 495. 155 minus 82 divided by 2 divided by 500, 7.3% there. That's crazy. On the put side, if you sold 449 and bought 444, 222 minus 174 divided by 2 divided by 500, 4.8. So a lot of call skew. Still selling the call side makes sense. 490 on the chart. Right here. That seems fair. You're getting paid, what, 7% to do it? That's fine. Tesla has earnings on the 24th, 20 days out. Apple, we already looked at. Amazon, we already looked at. The IWM, 77%. What have I got? I'm sold the 197 and bought the 200. So both my strikes were in the money. Now they're both out of the money. I'm trying to get to 20 here. Mine's January expiration. My short call spread's January. So February. I would sell on the call side the 209 and buy the 214. Seems fair. 144 minus 79 divided by 2 divided by 500, 6.5% there. You're better off selling the SPY. On the put side, if you sold 181 and bought 176, it's 145 minus 92 divided by 2 divided by 500, 5.3% there. So a little bit of call skew, but not by much. A lot more call skew in the SPY. Should catch its first bounce right about 191. So I believe, and again, I don't know the future, I believe there's more sell side pressure coming on this. Because if it doesn't catch a bounce here on 191.88, you see we got support here from September 1st and as well back here on March. The next support is either 189, but most likely 187. So you got this big gap you have to fill. So even though it's up slightly today, it'll probably hit 196 and bounce back down. Okay? But again, I don't know the future. Moving on. TLT's down again today. We sold our call spread at the end of last year and got filled on January 1st. This is interesting. It is coming back to the 200-day. So if these rallies continue, it may continue back up. We're in a weird spot, honestly, with the TLT just because the Fed is done raising rates for the most part and may begin cutting rates, or they're just going to hold rates. So the long end of the curve, it's not going to have any clear direction. If they don't cut rates, this will just hang out here or move down slightly. But if they do start cutting rates, this thing is going to go way up like a rocket ship. And this move since October is kind of front-running that move. So this one's getting tricky. This entire last year, this downward movement, this was very easy. We sold call spreads back. When did we sell them? We sold call spreads back in August of 21, if you ran on that one. And then again, I remember we sold call spreads back in July of 22. But now this trade isn't so obvious anymore. We did sell our call spread back here, but we may need to start selling puts or put spreads now that the hiking cycle's over and this starts moving back up. I'm not a long-term investor as far as this goes, but if one would want to start buying shares of TLT, I guess you could do that. I don't know about fees and everything, but read the fine print here. What's paying what? Put side for the TLT, you sell 92, you get 43. On the call side, you sell 103, you get 61. So call skew for sure, and that makes sense. If we're starting a longer term trend to the upside, the call side is going to pay you more. So you want to sell 103 and buy 106. 61 minus 28 divided by 2 divided by 300, 5.5% there. Moving on. AMD, we just got to that one. Citigroup has earnings. Yikes, so. What a mess, Citi. This is my least favorite bank stock of all time. Earnings on the 12th. Here's a long-term chart of Citibank. You can see why I hate it. It's gone nowhere for, I don't know, since 2008. It's gone nowhere. I wish I could short call spread this one. Earnings, I'll tell you what. Post earnings, if this thing is up after earnings, we'll sell call spreads like crazy. We'll hold on this one. Next. Marathon, we already looked at. No, wait, no, we didn't. MARA, we looked at this one yesterday and the day before. It had its pullback. Earnings are February 29th, so that's after this expiration. Bitcoin production and mining operation announced. That's what it is, okay. Call side, February. If you sold... If you sold 40 and bought 45... You got 197... minus 147 divided by 2 divided by 500, 5% on the nose. Put side. If you sold 13, and bought 10, 34 minus 11 divided by 2 divided by 300, that's almost 4%. Not worth it. Intel has earnings on the 25th. Walgreens, we already looked at. Bank of America has earnings. SoFi, no. Microsoft must have earnings coming up to be this high. January 23rd, that's why. Moving on. Coinbase, back above 150. PayPal, we just looked at that one. Google has earnings probably. Meta has earnings. Warner Brothers Discovery, no. JP Morgan. Pfizer, no. Lilly was in the news today this morning for having their drug Ozempic go straight to consumer. Interesting, but it's a $626 stock. That makes it very hard to trade this one. Verizon, we already looked at. Zim, no. GDX, no. UNG. ExxonMobil. Square has earnings on the 22nd, so we got some time on that one. Let's take a look. No news. Earnings on the 22nd, like I said. I traded this one a bunch before. Wish we sold call spreads here. But like I said, it's kind of hanging out in no man's land like the rest of them. We need to have further pullback before we sell the put side on a lot of this stuff. We were able to sell the call spread in XHB yesterday. That one still made sense. Just because it had higher volatility and it's still relatively high with a big gap to fill. It won't catch any support until at least 89 till 85. Interesting. This one's interesting. We sold the call spread and it's up today, but we're making money. I think volatility's contracted on this one, that's why. It had higher volatility yesterday, and that's why we sold it. Oh, good for us. All right, going back to the list. Boeing has earnings at the end of the month. Then we'll hop in. Merck. This wasn't the news this morning, too. I can't remember why. Earnings are February 1st, though. That's too close for me. Next page. XLF. This is just high because of all the financial earnings coming up. Altria, no. Netflix has earnings on the 23rd. Peloton, we're not going to trade it because it's a $6 stock, but they were in the news because I think they're partnering with TikTok for some sort of scam that they want to pull. Who knows? Peloton's a bankrupt company. I wish I could short it. PTON. No. Nope. If you sold 8 and bought 10, what do you get? 31 minus 14 divided by 2 divided by 200, 4.2. That's not bad considering it's a bankrupt company. 8, where's 8 on the chart? 8 is up here. Man, tempting. This one's actually tempting. Earnings for Peloton are January 31st. That's why. A little too close. Same thing. If post earnings this one pops a lot, we'll sell the call spreads post earnings on Peloton. But for right now, I think we'll hold. Moderna. Snapchat probably has earnings. Wells Fargo has earnings. KRE, all earnings. JD, emerging market ETF, Upstart. The GLD is still high. Enphase is down a lot. XBI, we're already in our XBI position. Let's check that one out. Looks like it's up today. Slightly. We may have to start rolling this one. We're short the 85 and long the 90. It's close. I mean, within the next 2 weeks or so, this thing can go back down. We'll make our money, but we may have to roll it and get some extra time. We want to open something new today. On the call side for February, I would sell the 98 and buy the 103. That's 105 minus 48 divided by 2 divided by 500, 5.7% there. It's not bad. Where's 98 on the chart? '98's right about here. That seems fair. Anything else? Endeavor, no. American Airlines, no. Dow Jones, we already have our position open. Hold on that one. Robin Hood, Spirit Airlines, Unity, no. General Motors, we already looked at that one. Let's go back to Home Depot. Kind of like that one. Do a final check on that. It was upgraded, right? Raised to overweight by Barclays. Earnings are on the 20th, so we got plenty of time. There's our chart. Still looking at the call side. If you sold 360 and bought 365, 256 minus 171 divided by 2 divided by 500, 8%. Maybe we sold 365 and bought 370. That's 171 minus 113 divided by 2 divided by 500, 5.8%. That was the one. Selling 365 and buying 370. 365 on the chart. It's up here. Again, that seems fair. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to open this one. One more time, double check. Selling for February expiration. Selling 365 and buying 370. 65, 370. Liquidity's okay. Go to verticals. Set this to 5. Here's 365, 370. Does have a 20-cent spread, so that's going to be tricky. We'll go for the ask of 66. If it gets filled, great. If it doesn't, I'm not going to lose any sleep over this one. So sell one February 365 call and buying one February 370 call. It's a $500 spread, so that's what you're risking minus the 66 premium you'll collect. Credit of 66. Go ahead and preview that. Double check your ticket. Sell one February 365 call to open and buy one 370 call to open. Receive a credit of 66. We'll go good to go and send that one out. This one will hang here all day. If it does get filled, set a buy to close order. Good till canceled. Limit debit of 33 cents. Okay? Cool. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, today. Also, a big thank you to Gregory. Thank you for the support of the channel. I appreciate it. He said thank you for the AMD trade. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Help support me. Help support the channel. Keep doing this every day. Also, to everybody, tune in every morning, 7:15 a.m. on the West Coast and 10:15 a.m. on the East Coast. We go live every morning trading options. Also, tell your friends who are trading options to tune in as well. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll all trade options together. Thanks so much again. Thank you so much, Gregory, for the donation. I appreciate it. We'll see you all tomorrow.